Hey Hada, what's happening in Melee? Not a Christmas special, despite what you may see. For me, it's green. For Hada, it's red, or maybe slightly burnt orange, actually.
It's red.
It's red. Let's go. My screen has been optimized for performance, not for graphics. So I'm I really should balance it again so I can see better when you're the size of less than the size of my hand. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about what we missed out on recapping and reacting to. We have a full-on Zane takeover these past couple of weeks, but it will not be a Zane three-peat because Zane is not going to be at Smash Factor 10, Smash Factor X this upcoming weekend that we are in right now. Actually, I'm sure doubles bracket has already concluded if they do things like how most people do, but we have lots and lots of Central American talent coming out to Smash Factor 10, so we'll be super excited to get into that. But first of all, Hada, how's it going for you? How you doing?
It's good. We're back from a long break. I was at a family reunion and we had some fun, drove out to the Midwest, and now we're back. But for all our Spanish speakers out there, so give a little Spanish lesson. So, bienvenidos a BSM Pod. So, welcome to the BSM Pod. Y hola, Jesse. ¿Qué pasa en Melee? Hey, Jesse. What's happening in Melee?
Nice.
There you go. You got our little Spanish lesson for the day. But I would love to. We have plenty of results. We have some rankings conversations going towards the middle of the year, the half year, usually top 50, the summer ranking.
Yep.
And we had a couple of hot takes, some not so hot takes, some pretty lukewarm takes. But I would love to get into. Let's go in order. Of course, we have two results pages, then we can preview. I guess the tournament's going on this weekend, so we get a quick preview of what we can expect from Smash Factor 10. But quick, Fate by the Sea, one, of course, by Zane. Zane going on an international tear, one in the UK, and then immediately hopping over into the Great White North and taking that one home.
I was robbed. Sorry. All right, so I correctly predicted Zane to win both of these events, okay? We weren't here to predict GOML, but I was, saying not publicly anywhere. I should have tweeted it, but sorry. I should have X'd it or whatever, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When Zane has a chance to finally go on a loser's run and win a tournament, I'm big excited. When Jmook finally has a chance to not only win a tournament, but also eliminate Hungrybox, or at least beat Hungrybox in winner's side, that's new because Collision and Genesis were both Hungrybox dodges. And people say, well, has Jmook really done it? As if you tried winning Genesis 9, bunch of tryhards. So this was the run, okay? And either way, I was going to get my way. I was really happy going into Grands because if Zane wins, it's the loser Zane. This is awesome. Never done that before for a major win for Zane, or the Jmook Hungrybox combined into tournament win. This is fantastic. But all of my dreams are coming true. It's in the UK. They're doing Sora, 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 Josh, man, and going on and going on. And I'm having a blast watching this stream. This is awesome. This is amazing. Why did the inexplicable have to happen, Hada? That is the tournament. It will be forever tainted in the same way that Jalen Hurts' amazing Super Bowl performance was ruined by dropping the ball inexplicably. Jmook's controller exploded, not literally, but it might as well have, and has to play on a rando controller, and it's tainted. I don't care if it's a 6-0 by Zane. Of course Zane is going to beat Jmook when Jmook is playing on a controller that he's not familiar with, because we are at this level in the game, and I think people forget this. Melee is not buffer everything. There's little teeny buffers here and there, but this is Melee, really small, really cutesy, and this is Ultimate, big fat bag of buffers, because there's input lag inherently to begin with. So we're talking about needing to be frame perfect on a lot of different things, and sure, you're not playing as Fox, but for Jmook, who relies on reacting to things and the tech chase reaction, that kind of thing, and also recognizing situations, just like the littlest changes when you're playing grand finals versus Zane, who's coming correct, who has been on an amazing tear leading up to this moment. I can't blame Jmook for not even taking a single game. It was so sad. It ruined that tournament for me. Even though I loved Fate 3 by the Sea, I was having such a good time. I was in such a bad mood for like 3 straight days after that tournament was over.
It definitely feels like it had a huge asterisk on it because I think we went into this in the preview. I thought this was Hungrybox's tournament to win. He had the best possible winner's side. He had Amsa, which is a contentious match. Amsa's won definitely a few of them, but it is Jigglypuff versus Yoshi, and Jigglypuff does win that matchup pretty hard. And then he goes into Jmook, who he has the very favorable head-to-head on. Jmook then comes correct and blows up Hungrybox and takes that win 3-1, which was huge for all the Sheik fans in the chat. And then we thought, okay, Jmook did the impossible. He broke down what seemed to be his most difficult winners run. He had to go through Zayn and winners semis, which is a 50-50 at this point in Melee's history, where they're trading sets back and forth. It's always going to game 5. And then Jmook wins that coin flip, quote unquote, and then has to play his bracket demon in winners finals. And then he comes correct. I thought this was Hungrybox's time to shine, but Jmook goes into grand finals, cools off a little bit, and then set 1 against Zayn, his controller exploded in warm-ups, or his controller broke, and then he has to play on an unknown controller. So then Zayn, capitalizing on that, manages to take the tournament 6-0. So it doesn't feel great, but you have to give credit to Zayn for being a cutthroat competitor and taking the bracket home. But I do want to give a huge shout out to Jmook for taking down Hungrybox 3-1. That is a huge win and silences a lot of the haters that, Jmook has to dodge Hungrybox to win the bracket. Jmook will always be a bracket threat. Jmook will always be a potential to take home the gold, and Hungrybox be damned, he doesn't need to have to dodge one. That's what this bracket's telling me. So it gives us a great amount of story depth and character arc for Jmook and Hungrybox's specific development in the singles bracket. Is how do their head-to-head, and how does that potential for meeting in winners semis, winners finals, even winners quarters, depending on how bulky the bracket is does that mean that this is an instant Jmook death into the losers bracket, or was this going to be a barn burner set like we saw at Fate? And I think that's the bulk of what we have for Fate. So I want to give a huge credit to Zayn for bringing home the gold, but Jmook absolutely not giving up. And I saw it best on Twitter. There was I forget who tweeted it out, but it was like a meme format of when Jmook's controller breaks, it's like everyone's like hugging him. It's like, it's okay, Jmook, don't worry, it happens. And everyone's like, and then the second panel is when Leffen's controller break, everyone's like stoning him. It's like, stop making controller Johns or whatever. It's like, quit complaining about your controller, Leffen. It's like, no, this is a real problem. Having a wonky controller affects everything, and it really does, especially at the highest level of gameplay. But now we're seeing the dichotomy. It's like when you physically see that, Jmook is dropping so many things because he was working on a broken controller, then he had to play on one he didn't know much about. It's a brutal exchange of information. It's absolutely unfair to expect Jmook to play at his same level of precision that we're used to seeing him play on a day-to-day basis.
And now we move on to GOML, which was this past weekend. Out there in Canada, could have driven because I casually drove to Toronto just to fly from there to Vancouver for Battle of BC. But even if I was planning on go to GOML, I wouldn't have been able to go because I ended up getting sick. But the tournament was super fun to watch at home, as per usual. And we get to see a couple of different fun storylines. And of course, it culminates in a Zayn dub. Got a little interesting there on Game 4 Grand Finals. Mango's beating the pulp out of Zayn after, Mango has 170 when Zayn comes down from the Angel platform for his last stock and has an edgeguard opportunity and then does the Mango and blows it. It's all good. Sometimes you bust her out. It's all good.
Zayn was a sick comeback. And that combo, that last stock on Yoshi's was so wild.
It was like, oh no.
Here comes the rising back air.
Oh
man.
It is what it is. However, it was still really, really fun leading up to that because you had a lot of great... Well, first of all, super fun to watch because, again, Canada showing out for crowd enthusiasm and participation, the flags, the emotes. I really enjoyed from that perspective. I would have loved to be at Fate 3 or at GOML to be part of the crowd experience because there are majors, and we won't name them, Hada. We don't need to, because I think we all know. Some majors, it's just a polite smattering of applause after each set, maybe one or two chants in grand finals, but, somebody's crying blood, sweat, and tears for 5th place, and we're all just like, that's cool. You know, we're a little lukewarm. We're a bunch of golfers or something. So I'm always really happy to see a little bit more crowd participation. But if I'm in a room, I don't want to be the only person who's like going ballistic. So don't expect me to lead the charge. But anyway, Moki had a great run here. Mango had a great run. Zane as well. I think there was some. Oh, and the Moki Amsa has really turned into utter domination, but somehow they still usually go game 5. This was a really fun bracket to follow along with, but some interesting surprises. I mean, mainly that Cody did not actually get a chance to do what in his mind needed to be done to secure number 1 summer ranking, and then that is to take the tournament. Did not even finish in the top 3. So that's an interesting storyline as well, because, and of course, I'm not even mentioning the fact that Jmook failed to make top 32. But for Jmook and Cody, and I think we all feel for Cody more, because Cody's the one who's trying to get sponsored again by a legitimate organization that will not immediately just completely disapparate 3 weeks later, or whatever the timeline was for CLG. We really want Cody to do well here, and having number 1 summer of 2023 kind of has a nice sell into hopefully getting sponsored by somebody, but did not show out for this particular bracket. Not this time. It's unfortunate. So we feel more for Cody than we do for Jmook, or I'll speak for myself and say that, because I'm a big Jmook fan. I know you are as well, Hada, but you know, Jmook not making top 32, I think we're gonna be okay. Not super worried. A little bit worried about Cody, because the threat of retiring does loom if he continues to go on like this, not being able to be sponsored and be flown out to multiple events, despite having these egg dog sponsorships or whatever helped. What was it? Coffee Crisps or something that helped him get to GOML. That's really cool. But if we're talking about having to string together a new sponsor or go back to Egg Dog for every other tournament that Cody wants to go to, that's not ideal. It's more ideal to say, hey, I'm with Cloud9 or TSM or FlyQuest, Golden Guardians,
Evil Geniuses,
any of the
Sentinels would be pretty cool. Sentinels is making money.
FaZe Cody, that'd be cool. Or what about what was this weird thing that I saw? There was another streamer. Why can't I remember his name? He's really
Disguised Toast.
Yes, like talking about, oh, we just need to get enough Patreons and then I'll sponsor IBDW. Oh wait, who's Cody? Is Cody the same as IBDW? So we that's what we're hoping for. So that's something that I wanted to note. What were your thoughts on GOML, Hada?
I think GOML is great. It gives a lot of life back to the Mango Nation. Really, a lot of people were sleeping on the kid, and this happens every year. It really does. Everyone's like, yeah, Mango's not God, doesn't have it anymore. He's not winning. He's losing to blah 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 blah. He's going Dr. Mario and Marth. He's giving top 8s to Johnny by going Marth against him, and blah 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 blah. I do want to take a slight aside to give a huge amount of credit to Khaled or Khalid. I think it's Khaled. I've heard it both ways. I like Khalid though. I think Khalid, the Puff main from California, I believe just got top 10 in SoCal on the PR, and then takes a top 8 performance through the losers bracket into GOMLs. You know, that was an absolutely insane losers run, went on an absolute tear. And definitely off the back of Morse Code going off a deep run and winning that game 5, or was it 3-0? No, I think Morse Code 3-0 Jmook.
Yes, that is correct. Morse Code 3-0 Jmook. But you're right about Khalid as well. I mean, you should. Do you want to read through the names, or do you want me to do it?
Let me snag that real quick. I do also, huge credit to Morse Code. If you're from the Midwest, you know how good Morse Code is. Morse Code off a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, and that's his thing. He'll literally just bring a 2-liter of Mountain Dew to the tournament and just finish it by the end of his bracket run. Absolutely built different. Morse Code is a monster. So
that's
Morse
so much corn syrup.
It's a lot. You know, Morse Code taking a 3-0 over Jmook to get into top 32, then taking a 3-0 over Joji or I think it's their new brand.
Formerly Milkman, I believe.
Milkman Joji JI, phenomenal doubles player, sponsored by Conduit Gaming, absolute beast. And then takes take a game over Mango. Mango very good against Samus. Mango taking a 3-1 over Morse Code to push Morse Code into losers. And then Khalid with a absolute monster run through losers top 32. So let me look at where they started in pools. Khalid falling to Lod in the Peach Puff matchup. Khalid then taking a 3-0 over Ossify first round of their losers run. Then a 3-1 over Essie, a 3-2 over Johnny, S2J, a 3-2 over Josh Man, so 2 game 5s, and then a 3-1 over Morse Code.
To make it to top 8, yep.
Monster run by Khalid. Absolute beast. And then falls to Amsa. So Amsa and Lod, not bad losses. Definitely some matchups that on paper great for Puff, but those two players specifically, monsters in the Puff matchup, have beaten HBox on multiple occasions.
Exactly.
You definitely can't wag a finger at Khalid for losing to Amsa and Lod. Those guys are absolute monsters. But
just imagine what could have been, Khalid, if you had done that. Then you would have had a Puff Ditto versus Hungrybox, who already showed a vulnerability at this very tournament to Dawson. Just went down 2-1 and then barely took game 5. Oh.
Now, I do want to give some credit to Luminosity as well. I believe Luminosity going to shell out some dollars to Khalid for at the very least flying out and paying for Khalid's whole trip to the next GOML next year. And I believe also tossing a little bit of sponsorship dollars their way as well. I don't believe it's a full-fledged sponsorship, but I know Cody was going to deny that offer, being he was the highest ranked unsponsored player. But I believe now falling onto Khalid because Cody, passing that along, didn't want to take that opportunity away from someone else. So huge ups to Khalid, going to get a little bit of Luminosity chains on the way out, and would love to give some love to the Mango Nation. Another clutch game 5 over Moki, then pushing their way back into Zane for grand finals. Mango trying out both spaces, 3-0 loss with the Fox and winners, and then in the losers bracket, coming up through losers into grands, tried out the Falco. The Falco did take a game, but Zane just kind of built different, and Mango said it himself on stream. If he said that it's difficult to motivate because when he's playing to what he considers his level, he's really only losing to Zane and occasionally to Cody. And Cody, he said, is not feeling like the biggest challenge right now. He's really only worried about Zane. And I don't know if that's a statement to the rest of the top 10 talents, like saying, hey, you guys got to get your shit together. I'm a VTuber just waiting for CSGO 2 to come out, and I'm not really taking this game extraordinarily seriously. I'm still staying in shape, but the fact that you guys are playing and making this career, and I'm really only worried about one guy, maybe that's the kick in the pants to get everyone else up to snuff, or is that just Mango kind of trying to cope a little bit? I'm not 100% sure, but again, credit to Zane for taking home another bracket. Mr. Worldwide right now is Zane, just taking everything off outside of American soil.
And most likely securing the #1 summer rank. And, I think we all kind of agree on that taking back-to-backs. Only Jmook has been able to do that, going from Genesis 9 to Collision. That was a back-to-back technically for majors in the early part of this year. But now we're obviously in the summer of Melee. These majors are happening what seems like every other weekend. Fate 3 and GOML, and now Smash Factor, all back-to-back. I wouldn't say Smash Factor is on the same level as Fate and GOML, just for the record, but it is still cool. You do have people like Hungrybox and Mango and Johnny going down to Smash Factor, which we will preview in just a second, but just to tie a bow into this whole rankings discourse, it's starting to become old hat for me when I see people talking about rankings around the time of ranking season, because it sounds like seeding complaints, only different. But you know what I mean, Hada? There's just a certain amount of puffing out your chest that you want to do. You want to have an opinion that goes viral on the Melee Twitter. You want to just kind of like say, hey, I'm a genius kind of thing, or I'm the one who can truly rank this thing correctly, and I will prove it by tweeting out some kind of opinion or other. You could talk about specific takes if you want to. All I'm saying is that for my part, it's like, I don't have to worry about being ranked top 50, so I'm not really gonna worry about it. I mean, Melee Stats puts plenty of worry into it, so I'm just big time chilling Zane number one. I mean, I don't want to say who cares after that, because people do care, but I'm not losing sleep by figuring out who's ranked 45 versus 46. I'm not. Hada, I'm not. I'll be interested to see who's there, but I'm not losing sleep over it. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it's difficult to really come up with like the bottom half because I think everyone's focus is on the big three. It's Jmook, it's Cody, and of course Zayn. I think Zayn, after recent performance, and of course recency bias goes into a lot of rankings. With recency bias even excluded, I think people wouldn't argue about Zayn bringing home rank number one for at least for the summer rankings.
Right.
I personally would put Jmook at 2 and Cody at 3, but it's a really contentious argument to see who's bringing home the silver medal. And it's then you kind of get into the mix of it, where I think Moki might be our big surprise for a top 10 finish. I think Moki's been performing very well. Of course, Amsa, absolute bracket demon. And Mango and Hungrybox are, I'm not sure if they're going to fill out 4 and 5 or what order they're in, or if Amsa is going to sneak in there. But I'm interested to see who fills out 5 through 10. It's going to be some blend of a Moki, Kadoran, maybe as high as even a crazy Zamu debut. I know Zamu's had a really great season, and I wouldn't be shocked to see them at a top 15 placement. But it really depends on where those matchups and where those head-to-heads and those placements lined up. And of course, I was not given a ballot this year, and I'm not too worried about it. But I would love to see where those discussion ends, and I'm excited to see when those articles pop out.
I'm hoping that they get a little bit of financial compensation, because it's funny. I saw it somewhere, and I won't say who said it, but because it was on a more private channel. But it's just like, you got Mango talking about it on stream, and then you have a whole team of people actually making the rankings, and most of us have a clear understanding of who's making more in that scenario. It is sad. But a lot of the people who participate in rankings who have a ballot are also doing it because love of the game type stuff, and can't help it. Keep a spreadsheet year round, constantly updating it with the latest results. And we have lots of tournaments to go through this year, when we were not exactly sure how things were going to look, given that esports have not been doing super well. But Hada, maybe it's not going super amazing or 2016 vibes when I hear Melee was at its absolute peak in terms of viewership and such. However, I still feel like overall our tournaments are well attended. They're getting a reasonable amount of concurrent viewers, especially during the grand finals of the world, and participation from social media. I'm sure there's still lots and lots of people playing Slippy, ranked and unranked online. I don't know. I feel like we're doing just fine. And that means also that there's lots of results to go off of. Maybe, again, you don't have enough here and there to be able to more accurately determine, and some of this comes down to the bias of the person. But that's why when Melee Stats puts it all together, they're not just saying, all right, it's up to one person to rank. No, it's a vote. So you're just going to have to accept that, in the same way that we're doing the top 100 NFL players, and everyone says, that's weird that so-and-so player is ranked higher than this other player who was ranked lower. This is weird. But that's because it's a vote. And sometimes the people who are voting for the NFL top 100 don't actually care as much as the Melee people. So do you want to have a ballot and a vote of top 100 or top 50 where some of the people just kind of wrote down whatever and did it quickly and didn't care? Or do you want to do what Melee Stats does? And I know those people put so much effort into this. Any ballot haver who's going to be contributing to top 50 summer ranking and then the end of the year 2023 top 100, these are people who put so much into it. So that's all I'm saying. Any NFL player I've ever heard talk about top 100 voting, they all say, oh, I basically got that one day at 6:00 at night, and it was the end of the day, and I just wrote down a couple answers and then just kept it moving. Like that's what we're dealing with. Versus the Melee folks, nobody gave me a ballot and said, oh, whatever comes to mind, Jesse, you're fine. Nobody gave me that because they know better than to do that.
Yeah, it's I think that especially when it comes to like a 1v like a one-on-one situation where like you have head-to-heads, you have less subjective answers. So you could say one of my favorite NFL players of all time, Randy Moss, one of the greatest wide receivers to ever do it. Um of course had the benefit of playing with Tom Brady for the bulk of his illustrious career where he really made his mark. So when you have subjective answers like that, it's like, okay, he had a great team around him. He had one of the best coaching staffs around him. Of course, he had one of the greatest quarterbacks throwing him the ball. So you have, of course, a Hall of Fame caliber running back with a Hall of Fame quarterback with the Hall of Fame caliber coaching staff and team surrounding him. Of course, you have an amazing player. But would he be that good if he was playing for the 49ers that year? Who's to say? But when you have a fighting game one-on-one, you have head-to-heads, you have a lot of data to look into, and of course these rankings mean a lot to these people. It means sponsorships, it means Twitter followers, and it means a social media outstretch that transcends what I think that a being on a top 100 list of NFL players is going to mean for those players. Like, of course, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm the 10th best player in the NFL this year. Yeah, that's great, that's cool for maybe endorsement deals, but like it's not going to mean the bulk of it towards the end of their career. What means is like, are they winning? Are they getting rings? And of course that means a lot in Melee too, but that factors into what does it mean to be an absolute top level talent here in Melee?
That is something that's interesting. You don't often hear people talk about, oh, well, you know, so-and-so was ranked number 6 and 8 and 2, like 3 years in a row, all top 10 on the NFL top 100. But when we talk about Melee player legacies, we don't usually, it's really only for Armada, Hungrybox, Mango, Ken, like the absolute peak Melee players where we talk about how many years they were ranked top 5 or top 1 on the Melee rankings, of like the top 100 rankings year over year. I think the rest of us just remember some of those super awesome, sick, nasty runs of the people that are not Mango, Hungrybox, Armada tier and go, well, that, you know, PPMD, so sick. Obviously deserves mention in terms of some of and one of the greatest Melee players of all time. Maybe not the greatest, maybe not the best, but certainly up there. We don't usually talk about how PPMD was number 1 for the summer 2014 rankings. I feel like we just talk about, you see that Apex run? you see that I think it was ROM 4 or ROM 5. Ooh, don't remember off the top of my head, but you get it. So we have talked enough about rankings. I want to talk about Smash Factor and Smash Factor 10 and the fact that you have this very, very interesting thing going on here in the fact that there are a grand total, an absolute grand total of 7 notable US based entrants, and everybody else Central America, baby. This is FAR's time to shine. I assume you pronounce that as Javi, Eddie, Mexico, Chango. Please let all of these people go super far in bracket and upset people like Meds or Lucky or Smash Poppy or S2J Hungrybox or Mango or Hacks Money, Hacks Dinero. You gotta make your mark here, not in a pressure sense, but because I want you all to succeed, the Mexican players of the world in particular that I see among the notable entrants. What are you looking at though? Who are you hoping to go far or to even win this whole tournament, Hada?
I mean, it's gonna be a really cool tournament regardless. I think haven't really seen Hungrybox versus Mango Barn Burner in a while. I would love them to go 2 sets. I would love them to get one table. I'd love to see Mango dance on Hungrybox, or maybe Hungrybox get some absolute pop-off games.
Yes, not the Doc matchup. That's what you're saying. You don't want to see an LACS 5 Doc matchup again?
I really don't want to see
his Doc took a game though.
It did. Mango's Doc is actually phenomenal, Dr. Mario. But like a lot of people credit that a lot of the best Mario players, so Mario and Dr. Mario players, are just top players, like with just amazing fundamentals, which is definitely what goes into it. Franz, of course, being the notable exception to that rule. But I do want to give a lot of credit to some of the Central American and Mexican players. You know, I've gotten to know a couple of these guys from commentating a lot of the Conduit Gaming tournaments. The Central American and Mexican players do love to show up to the Conduit Gaming online events. So, you know, Far, one of, I believe, the best Falco to come out of Mexico as of right. No, Far's the Sheik.
Yes.
Far is the Sheik. Far is the Sheik.
Yes.
Dream, I believe, is the Ganon.
Yes.
Tango, of course, the very defensive, very patient Jigglypuff player who
The
lost.
unfortunate rest.
Yeah.
At Wave Dash. Shout outs to the people who remember that.
Yeah. And I do want to give some credit to Pantera as well. Pantera is a very amazing Captain Falcon player. And, of course, the notable Hispanic representatives. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's only one non-Latin American player in this top 32, and that's Hacks Money. Everyone else has some Latin American roots. HungryBox, of course, being Argentinian descent. Mango, Johnny's also.
I was about to ask. I didn't want to immediately jump on that. I just needed to follow up on it. Yes.
Lucky and Mango, of course, Mexican, and Eddie Mexico and Meds are both from Mexico as well. So.
Why does an MK Leo enter this as in the melee bracket? You know what I'm saying? Because
Really?
that Sheik was doing some work. I don't know if you remember.
I would love Leo to make a run. If Leo makes top 32, I'll do something. I don't know.
No, but I wish that he would enter melee, but that would just be a super shock. I mean, he's almost gonna have to retire from Ultimate soon. He'll play some melee. Anyway, that's okay. You can keep talking.
Yeah. So Hax and Johnny got to hold it down for the actual full-blooded Americans, and of course Mango, as the most American, his mixed race person I've ever met. Let's keep it a buck. Mango loves America, so Mango, of course, holding it down for the United States as well. I'm sure HungryBox will be flying the Argentinian flag at this event for sure. But HungryBox Mango is going to be the set to watch out for, and that's going to be as soon as winners finals, of course, being the 1 and 2 seed. But I think the deepest run we'll probably see from a Latin American based player, I'm going to give to, assuming Meds and Eddie Mexico don't count, I think they'd be, and Smash Poppy don't count, I think they'd be the obvious picks for that. But for a more traditionally Latin American player, I want Far to make a run. I think Far can really upset some people. I think Far has a good bracket as well. Far's first really big challenge is going to come in the way of Lucky, and then if passes through Lucky, I have seen Far take Eddie Mexico pretty close in the past in online brackets, but not sure how their LAN experiences goes. I know Eddie is an absolute demon in the Sheik matchup, but Sheik does pretty well in Luigi, so we will have to see. My pick for the local heroes is going to be Far, but I would love to see a Mango dub on Mexican soil. I think that would be amazing. So let's go Mango, Cloud9 zone, and I want Far to make some upsets.
I can't predict what kind of Mango we're going to see because we're talking about someone who's definitely been struggling to feel motivated to play well, he said this pretty plainly in his post-GOML stream. I watched the YouTube highlights of this, but you could just hear him saying, I want people to be good enough in this game to push me out. And that actually echoes a similar sentiment that I heard MK Leo said when I had him on the podcast way back when. He said, I want Spargo to be good enough to push me out of number 1 or whoever else it may or may not be. That's an interesting concept because I think Mango obviously, kind of dunks on Armada partially because Armada was good enough to continue winning and then left on his own terms. Mango feels this loyalty to the game. He loves the game, obviously, and wants it to be in good hands. He said that as well. And so there's this weird thing of Mango will always be good at melee. It doesn't matter if he's 70 years old, unless somebody cuts off his hands, he will always be good at this game. I think you and I would see him at a tournament 30 years from now. He'd be 63 or whatever, 62, and he could easily place top 32 at a tournament that's considered a major. Easily, just by showing up and playing. I mean, he might even pull out the Doc or Marth Marquez and still finish top 32 because Mango's always going to be good at the game. I don't picture a reality where 5+ players can all solidly beat Mango, solidly beat each other, carry the melee, the melee story, the melee meta forward. Mango is still this good, not because nobody's really catching up to him, but because that's him. He's that good at this game. He can still beat these box foxes and the new bloods like Cody and Zane. He can do all those things. So It's a weird thing for me to hear him say, I want Melee to be in good hands. I want these people to catch up to me, when I don't think of it as people catching up so much as, even without practicing, Mango is still a very good player. I could never beat Mango, even if he takes 2 years off and doesn't touch the game at all on day number 600 and, oh, I'm sorry, 700 and whatever, coming back, and I go, all right, I'm ready to play you now. I'd still get destroyed, okay? Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Mango will always be good at this game. So that's an interesting thing to hear him say, I want to be pushed out in a way, and not just by Zane.
Yeah, I think, especially for someone who's been at the top for, 15 years almost, just consistently been a top level talent, you want a new generation, to be so good that you can confidently retire and be like, all right, my time's over. I can't keep up. These kids, they're too good, they're too cracked, they're too talented. These new techniques that they're discovering are too hard. My old bones can't handle it. And I think that's the perfect exit that Mango wants, but I don't think that exists yet. Mango has a house full of kids and dogs and a girlfriend and a mortgage and all these things, and still can maintain it with Cody streaming and practicing all day, every day. And HungryBox, still, even credit to HungryBox, full-time content creator and streamer, and still at the top of his game. I think a world where HungryBox and Mango can just roll back and stream and create content, and HBox can just run Coinbox and run ultimate tournaments and make pop-off montage would be definitely a great career move. But the fact that these guys are still doing it, are still at the top of their game, it's amazing as a Melee fan to be able to see it. But of course, as someone who's, even myself, in any sort of category, never been able to compete that long in anything, it's incredible to see it. And I want that longevity to continue. But the truth of the matter is, I hope that this generation of Cody, Zane, Jmook, Zamu, Salt can really make such a deep push that there is not an uncontestable top 3. There's not an contestable top 5, top 10. I want there to be so much depth in Melee that top 32s are just a toss-up. Anyone can beat anyone. I think we're getting close, but we're not. We're so far past the era of the 5 gods that, while it was exciting, especially during that era, to see top 8s where 5 or 4 players, left and included in that top 6, you're kind of seeing, like, where do these matchups line up? Where do these head-to-heads finally flip this time around at this tournament on this day? Is Leffen going to steamroll everyone? Is Mango going to go on a crazy losers run? Is HBox going to pop off on everyone? Is Mewtwo King going to slice and dice everyone and cheese everyone on FD? Or is Armada just going to be that rock-hard pillar of dominance that crushes everyone and does it so cool, calm, and collected? And I miss those days, but at the same time, I love the fact that Jmook can drown in before top 32. I think that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Jmook, undeniable top 3 quality player, fails to get into top 32 at a major. That's insane. So I love the fact that we have that much depth, and if we can make that consistent to where our top 50 is so good that any person on the day can break down a top 5 level player, we are in such a good state of Melee, and I'm excited for that day to finally come.
Yes, but there's never a reality in my mind where Mango sees the exit door and that's the only viable option. It's just, that's where I'm coming from. Now, I don't think that there will be, based off of recent history, like LACS5 and, how Mango says he's continually feeling better, but there's no shot he's going to come across HungryBox either in winners or in losers and feel 100% motivated or desiring to win the day. The only reason might be if they happen to meet prior to top 8 because they're both in losers inexplicably, which that would be dummy hype. Mango had a perfect opportunity, like at Genesis 8, to stop HungryBox on his top 8 streak, and someone should have told him that when he was going up to the stage, because I think he would have try-harded then.
Yeah, HungryBox hasn't missed a top 8 in 8 years or something?
Yes, he would have try-harded back then if he had known that. But if they meet up before top 8, all bets are off. Mango's winning 3-0, but they are very likely to meet in top 8, in winners finals, or somewhere in losers, and Mango's going to maybe not go Doc per se, or maybe we'll go Doc, but we'll not you know, go 100% in my opinion, which means Hungrybox, this really needs to be it. Hungrybox had a brilliant opportunity somewhere down the line to go far in a bracket and then kind of choked it. Not because he was in grand finals and lost. He hasn't even finished second, I don't think, this year at a big event, but I'll check that as I keep talking. Someone like Meds, I would love to see do really well at this tournament, despite that Meds not technically wearing the Mexican flag here on the notable entrance list on Liquipedia. And I really want people like Far and Eddie Mexico and Chango to do super well in the Go Far, but Meds just came out of nowhere at the last Smash Factor and placed second, and actually was in Winterside Grands until Wizrobe double eliminated him. I remember that. It was really cool to see that kind of thing happen. I knew who Meds was, but seeing Meds have such a great tournament performance at Smash Factor 9 last year, I thought, oh, great. Well, we get to see Meds in other top 8s, and that did not necessarily turn out to be the case. So maybe Smash Factor is the power up for Meds. Once a year, you get to play really well. Now pick a tournament, and Meds said, I'll play well at my Smash Factor events. So maybe we'll see another deep Meds run, make an upset or 2 or 3, maybe eliminate Hungrybox on loser side or something crazy. But I'm basically saying you could just pencil it in right now. Hungrybox takes this event. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, looks like we have a little bit of contentious beliefs. I'm pulling for a Mango Dub. We'll see if
DreamHack Dallas. I'm sorry, DreamHack Dallas over Bobby Big Balls. My bad. What a big tournament. Sorry, BBB. It's my bad.
We'll have to see which one of our horses is victorious, whether we have a Mango or an HBox Dub.
I'll be happy with a Mango Dub, but I don't see it. He has to play Mango. Sorry, Mango has to play Hungrybox. Almost guaranteed. It's basically like, you know, 75% whatever that they're gonna come across each other because they're the two biggest dogs in this bracket. So yes, upsets happen. And
I could see Hack's Money taking over HBox.
And S2J could just, you know, activate and go super far and be the next Captain Falcon to win a Smash Factor. We don't know. We would love to see something like that happen, but I just don't see it. So you can check out the Smash Factor 10 stream on Mango's Twitch channel. That's where it's going to be all weekend, which is really cool. Again, just imagine the copium that we will all, and the hopium, and then the sagium that we will all be experiencing when Hungrybox and Mango come across each other in bracket, and we all kind of see Mango not, oh no, that's not the Mango that wants to beat Hungrybox. Oh no, that's what I'm predicting to protect my heart. So that way, when it happens, I will not be as sad, because seeing that LACS 5, which was otherwise a great top 8 Hada, that broke my heart a little bit, but not as much as Fate 3. Gosh, I can't believe that controller of all times had to break then. So that is all the things that have been happening in Melee. You want to go ahead and get into our matchup for today?
Let's do it.
We have a new interesting wrinkle for the people. Tell the people.
Yeah, so I've been practicing a lot of my characters. I think my Peach is by far and away my best character. But I'm a best of 5, of course. I need to win with 3 different characters. So if I win with a character, it's banned. And then I have to win with 2 other characters. So I think that'll keep it a little fresh and a little fun. And I'm excited to rock and roll with it.
I like Hadaddy, but or Hadaddy, but I like
Hot Daddy.
Hey, I like Hey Daddy. You can try that next time. I feel like. Okay, so we get the Sheik first. All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Battlefield?
Yep.
All right, cool. Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Oh, no.
Up bears! No. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay.
I'm missing my follow-ups. All good. Oh, that was such a bad roll.
Yes! I correctly made a read or whatever. You get it. I correctly said you're coming down now, and then up smashed it. Oh no, frick! I got sweet spotted, and not off of a setup. You know how badly I want to get a sweet spot like that? I mean, with my Sheik, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes! I mean, I know it doesn't really do all that much, but still, it feels like a win. Oh, you were trying to crouch cancel, but then I drilled it. Yeah, let's go. Oh, come on! That was a good fade back on the jump.
Oh, I shoot an ASI down.
Wait,
Phantom needle.
Phantom needle?
Rude. Oh, where's my shield drop there? That was so free. No, I deserve to die. Ah, you dodged, you rolled through it. All right.
Ah, frick. Frick. Joe can't beat everything. This is ridiculous. Fox needs this. Classic Jesse. Oh, you like that push off? Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Frick, I got needled.
Yeah, I can't fall on you like that. Woo!
Oh, nice
Oh my
spot
God.
dodge.
You're on stage. Why are you on stage? Yeah, it's fine. Easy comeback. Okay, I'm missing my wave dashes. This is negative good. I need a charge. Come on.
I thought you were gonna spot dodge. That was a nice grab attempt. Dang. And you were crouching.
Where am I throwing those?
Hmm. Oh, I thought I was spaced correctly.
Yes! Okay, it's fine. No! I did not want a full hop there. No, why am I doing that? Oh my god, I almost threw him.
Dang.
Oh. Okay. Where are you going? No. I'll pick first, and then we'll go blind. Well, that's technically not how it works. I'll just pick.
Versus Samus. Ready? Go!
Oh, nice. I got smoked. I am messing up so many wave dashes. Not good. Yep. Where am I? Okay. Felt like a rock. All right, that's fine.
Ah. You're heavy. I have to remember this. Ooh. Ready. Okay. Oh, a shield grab. Whoa, let's go, baby. I did a shield grab. Let's go. Not that Fox needs a shield grab per se, but this is a big deal for me. Edge canceled? No. Okay. That's too close. Thought you were gonna roll past me, but for once you didn't roll past me.
Oh shit! I missed it. It's fine. I don't need it.
Do a short hop. Dang it. I should be able to react to that. Oh, I got battlefield ledged. I didn't even hold towards ledge. Two rolls in a row. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, ooh, ooh. No, I pressed up. Crack.
Okay. Okay. What's a spicy pick I've been on? This one.
Versus Yoshi. Ready? Go!
Okay. Alright, we can do it. This character is hard.
Woo. Whoa.
Scoop! Why didn't it scoop? Where's my jump?
How did you? What happened?
I lost my jump.
Frack.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. Nice. That was really good weight.
An edge cancel.
Okay. 2-1.
Come on now. All right now.
Versus
Oh, the same color.
I picked your color. I forgot you're blue now.
choose your
We'll go.
versus
Okay.
This is fine.
ready, go!
Oh, right. No, what? Also, the streets do not agree with me that I got my back air out first, but... Right. Spot dodging. It's just a universal trait among Fox players. Except for me, obviously.
Yeah.
Oops.
I was really greedy. I'm so bad.
What happened? What happened? I did the down B. I did it. I hate that I'm not doing these inputs fast enough. Ugh.
Essie used to do that to me all the time. Just CC in the Fox video and just shine spike me. Yeah, I'm slow and bad. Yep.
Huh.
I wanted to do that. I am not moving confidently anymore. Oh my god.
Ah.
I'm accidentally teeter canceling.
Oh, we living! Nope, that was supposed to be a short hop.
Let me just get out of there. No. No. Wow.
Let's go.
Choose your character.
Okay.
I looked at the feed in the face of the eye and I said, not this game, excuse me. Still have another game to win.
It's about
Oh, that shine felt so good.
It's about
What? You cheap. Unbelievable. And Dreamland. Well, I guess I'd prefer this instead of FD. Wait, no. No. I think I'd rather do FD. Ugh. Living forever having unbelievable. Yeah. In the face of adversity. Can I beat your Peach for the first time? Oh, frick. Oh, you like that mid short? You like it? Frick.
That was very good. It saved you a little longer. Nice. Good dash chance. Yeah. I don't need to approach you like that. Ooh, couldn't get the fade back. Way too far away. Fortunate. Woo! Wow, I can't believe you didn't win that. I missed my sub blow. Ah! Okay, it's fine. Oh!
Frick. I'm too afraid to SDI down. I don't have the courage. Frick. I've got to be ready for the dash attack. No, eventually. No, I missed it by like 3 frames. Oh, I thought that was the dash attack right there. Where is it? Where is it? Frick. Oh. Dang. GG's.
GG's.
Tried to take advantage of what I could on the stage, but I
thought about FD, but I'm like, I don't want to chain grab you.
You don't want to chain grab me?
I think it's boring, and I have a lot of cool combos in FD already. So like in my brain, I'm like there's like way more potential on Dream. I should have went to like Yoshi's.
I do have a generally, not always, but a generally good habit of avoid being clipped by you, except for the Kirby. The streets can never forget that Kirby.
All right, I do want to do one. Go to Yoshi's. Go to Yoshi's. Go to Yoshi's. This would have been my pick if I didn't have Peach.
Versus Ganondorf.
On Yoshi's or?
On Yoshi's.
Would I have counterpicked Yoshi's knowing that I would have to play your Peach again? Because I don't think I would have. But that's neither here nor there. Apparently this is fine. Apparently this is what would have happened.
If my Peach was dead, this is what would have happened.
Oh, you would have counterpicked me to... Oh, yes. Okay, now I understand. Uh-huh.
Like this was if Peach in general was banned, I would have gone Ganon on Yoshi's.
Banned? Oh, goodness.
Or if I had already won with Peach or something. Like if I would have lost with like Sheik or Samus, I probably would have killed the Peach a little sooner. And then this might have been this is a very valid pick for me. I messed up my movement. There we go. Alright. Okay, the wave dash timing is messing me up. Really close. No, I missed the B button. I accidentally hit the C stick on the way up.
I thought I was still living.
Way too late. You missed tech there. Oh! Oh, what? Didn't hit.
My run shine didn't work. At least it works now.
The Ganon needs to warm up, I guess. Oh!
The tip of that hitbox. Oh, Pizza Frank does that against me all the time. Shout out to Pizza Frank.
Pizza Frank?
Yes.
What a sick tag.
Real name?
Oh, I could have done an edge cancel.
Not Frank. That's it. Oh, wait. Never mind. Live it. No.
Oh, you
What?
could have up B and I would have hugged you. But it's okay.
Yeah, and why didn't I up B? I was doing up B. GG's.
GG.
Wait, hold on. See me on land. See me on every time.
Dang, I love that.
We will get back together eventually, you know. I got family in Colorado. It can happen.
Yeah, and Big House. Big House is the thing. I will be going.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta really figure out if I can actually go to that. All right. For everyone tuning in, thank you for doing so. We will see y'all next week to cover what happened at Smash Factor, how disappointed or excited we is, because maybe the mango ferocity comes out. But I still say no. But this is Hada over here. You can find Hada everywhere at Hey Hada, except for Threads, which is dead anyway, so no worries.
Yeah, get Threads out of here. We don't need that.
So we are very appreciative of y'all tuning in. Thank you so much. Hada, I'll toss it over to you.
Yeah, and guys, please support the pod at BSM Pod on Twitch, Twitter, all the good things. And of course, Cypher003 on Twitter. We have lots of good stuff in the way. Yeah, it's just a good time to be a Melee fan. So guys, please supporting the game. Go to your locals, drink water, love each other, and we will see you next week.
See y'all next week.